This is your May 2023 soul story. If you have a sun rising or your moon is in the sign, this is your reading for the month ahead. It's Romy here. Thanks so much for taking the time to join me and tune in. We are opening up with the energy of the Six of Swords. Now, May is a month where you are bringing so much to life and it feels incredibly restorative. I think you're going to have a newfound motivation either to revisit or to evolve something to the next level. Taurus is a season that is really wanting to bring tangible form to the ideas, the inspiration, the drive that kind of was building through that Aries season. And there's an opportunity to really get real in regards to that. Six of Swords tells me that you've been on a bit of a journey, and to a certain degree you still are, but there's something forming by way of a new direction and a new appreciation for some of the things that have affected you and challenged you. And you've expanded, you've thrived, you've healed, you've evolved, you've grown and reprioritized. It's been a lot and it's taken a lot from you. But remember, Taurus is reminding us now of what we value and how we can open ourselves up to receive more of it. And this, I really think, is you taking a renewed level of empowerment in certain areas of your life and kind of reclaiming your right and your prioritization of energy. Now, we will open up May with Pluto shifting retrograde in Aquarius. And the new cosmic conversation in this sign is always going to invite an inward journey around our personal power. And I think for you, especially in the 10th house energy of Taurus season, it's about doing things in a way that is on your terms. It's your way. I think you've tried so many different approaches, taken advice and wisdom from so many different people. And really, even though all of that perhaps has helped to shape, where you now are, and it's been valuable and helpful in, different moments along the journey, there is this kind of onus in the month of May that if you're going to be bringing things to life, it kind of has to be on your terms. And again, I think there's something kind of really enriching about that for you, and it will feel in many regards as kind of a brand new beginning for yourself, even if many of the things around you are still feeling the same. I think you yourself have changed so much that there's a newfound belief. And really the theme of this month is very much about believing to receive. Taurus wants us to focus on our inner wealth, the treasure and richness that we find when we utilize the gifts that we have. And I think that where you've come up against people who have consistently tried to tell you, this is who you need to be, or this is how you need to act, or this is how you'll find the love of your life, or the career of your dreams, or the health that you're seeking. There's something landing so powerfully for you that's very independent in the way that you're going to now choose to embark on this kind of next chapter. And, maybe you'll need to be a little bit controversial in terms of some of the things that you're going to present or communicate to people, and I think that's okay. At the end of the day, when we come to a place of deep inner peace and resonance with our own decisions and choices, then it matters not what anyone else's true opinion is of the situation. And I think you do need to remind yourself this month of all the things that don't define you, Leo, which include past relationships, mistakes or setbacks, the opinions of others, the social media account that you have, the tough days that you've gone through, the trauma that has affected you so deeply. None of these things define who you are. Now, you have some really beautiful cosmic boosts coming in this month. Pallas Athena, the asteroid goddess, is coming into your sign on the 2nd. And she's bringing with her strategy, new strategy. Not only that, solutions. And I really like this for you, because where you have perhaps felt defeated, where you have felt that something has burnt to the ground, and we know these eclipse energies can come in a little bit like a railroad, and sort of pull the rug. And where there have been experiences of other people projecting perhaps that victim consciousness or starting fires or causing drama, now we have a month where you're bringing things back to life on your terms, but you have the right strategy and solution for you. And I think that's incredibly important. And if you do feel right now the dip, if you are in that energy of the 10 where you're kind of feeling a bit depleted and despondent and hopeless around a certain situation, I want you to invite your higher self to respond with what the most balanced and most healed version of you would do in this moment, because the guidance, the inspiration, the cues from the universe, they're gonna be showing up for you this month. Now, there's an intensity as we approach that lunar eclipse in Scorpio on the 5th of the month. It's a wrapping up. We've been working with this particular eclipse axis for some time, and the intensity of that can bring about a sort of final ending and sense of closure to something, which, is it going to be tied up neatly in a bow? Perhaps not. There might be some, aspects to that still feel quite painful. The situation itself might be incredibly sensitive and very complex, and so there's different layers to this, which I think you have to bring compassion to the table for yourself and really remind yourself of everything that you've learned from this and where it's taken you. But what we're seeing here with the energy of the devil as the teacher coming through is that, the doorway, the way out is being gifted to you as you face some of the things that in the past have held you back. It's the limitations, the restrictions, the addictions, the toxicity, the people, the energies, the environments. And if we can't address that, if we can't look at that, if we can't kind of sit and envelop our shadow and all of the things that kind of fuel that, then we're never going to find that true sense of balance and embodiment and integration. But see here, there's a very clear indication in your reading. 6 of Swords, you are moving away, you are leaving behind, you are starting afresh. And so to a certain degree, the 10 of Swords is what we want to see when the devil shows up, an ending, a sense of permanence and finality to the thing that has held you back from being able to move through this door. Now, this month, the soul journeys that we're working on in the light is sitting in the power. So what has depleted and drained and exhausted you mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, we are nurturing, nourishing, restoring, rejuvenating through a beautiful light-filled journey. In the shadow, we're looking at clearing the block. So what is the one thing that has caused you this fixation in your mind that has held you locked in the sense of imprisonment? You are going to break free of these chains. The devil is the greatest teacher in so many ways, because then we're so aware of what we don't want. And I think as it's highlighted to you this month, there's a real emphasis around this sense of value. This is what Taurus really wants us to understand. So as we reprioritize through the course of May the things that hold the most value to us, then you're just shutting down the space that gives oxygen to whatever it is that's being consistently sort of set alight, or the gaslighting energy of this. So I think, again, there's this empowered reclaiming of your pathways in so many aspects. And I want to say you'll survive the risk. It might feel like a risk to you in some aspects, is what my guide's saying, but really it isn't. It's the next logical, natural step that you're going to need to take in order to allow in more of what's destined for you, what's here for you. Now, not only is Pallas Athena in your sign, let's jump ahead slightly, because on the 20th, Mars is coming into Leo. And this, remember, is activating your inner hero, and you're ready to move on. Yeah, you're crossing that desert with everything that you need, all the accumulation of the wisdom. So the moving on, the elevating, is so important right now. And I think that there's a sense of defiance coming through for you. I think there's a motivation to say this time, this time I'm doing it, this time it will work, this time I'll follow through. Whatever it is that sort of helps you to feel more certain, this is what I think May is gifting you. Now, it's a balancing act, right? Because what happens in these eclipse seasons is we're invited to get very focused, very clear, very visionary about what we want, very deliberate, and at the same time be incredibly open and flexible to the ways in which that can show up for us for our highest good path and purpose. And when we take that approach, then we can become deeply rooted like the tree, right? But bend in the storm. We can withstand the storm and still understand the divine sort of destiny of the things that we value and hold most true to us. Now, as Jupiter shifts into Taurus on the 16th, major cosmic change here, coming into the 10th house. Listen, the year ahead is filled with luck and fortune, expansion and growth in you making your mark in the world, in leaving a legacy, in discovering the purpose or focusing on the purpose and the career that really illuminates and lights you up. And so this ignition, this fire, I think is going to bring you to a place, Leo, where you're going to make a lot of really big, bold choices and decisions that support who you need to be to kind of fulfill this. Venus shifts into Cancer on the 7th of the month, and in this water sign we do become a little bit more nurturing, more tactile, but there's a need for security and safety. So I think there's a bit of a challenge again going on there as you think about the inherent risks associated perhaps with communicating, expressing your needs, wants and desires, or making these changes or facing up to something. And yet again you've got Queen of Wands coming in, helping support you, bringing that fire energy that's so natural to you. And one of the most important things I need you to remind yourself of is that when you utilize the energy that's natural to you, fire moves through your being. Use the elemental power of that. Everything that makes you you. How are you using it? How are you deploying it in every single area? Because when you do that, everything feels more effortless. It feels more natural, and therefore things can open up for you more. So gone are the days where you're trying to fit in the box or limit yourself or be what everyone else wants you to be. The new moon in Taurus on the 19th says, this is my chance to bring something to life, to sow these seeds in a garden that I want to create for the type of experiences I'm going to have. And I think that the power that sits behind that and the loyalty and devotion that you set in motion in this month of May, there'll be no stopping you. Literally, there'll be no stopping you. Now, there are going to be these moments, right, where you're like, what if? What if it doesn't work? Or what if I've made the wrong decision? And, you know, sometimes these can leave like these powerful marks in the pathway, and it can kind of cause us to just become almost immobilized. And you're the one that needs to stop and have that pause. And Taurus is a beautiful energy to work with for the pause. It says, stop and smell the roses for a second. Let's just put this into context. And I want you to say that to yourself when things come up and you're having the what if moment. Let's just put it into context in the bigger picture, in what you've learned, in what you know to be true, in what you feel moving through the bones and the blood of your body, and really do the thing that you know is going to be right for you in that exact moment. This is where you're going to discover that you have choices, and you need to hear that. May is a month where choices will abound. They might not necessarily be the choices that you asked for or even what you wanted, but they will be what you need. Now, if you're new to the channel, Leo, we cover the reveal of the final 3 cards in our extended version of the reading. You can find that in the comment and description box underneath. I am going to go ahead and clarify this reading with some additional cards to see what direction it might be taking us. We'll talk for another 25 minutes or so in the extended, yeah. So we're just going to begin with the 6 of Swords and see what else wants to come through and how it's going to be influencing what else we have to say. Okay, 2 of Earth. There's something about this month as well, you really needing to give somebody the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, perhaps this is rooted in a long-standing loyalty, or somebody who acts or says something that feels incredibly out of turn, incredibly out of context. It just doesn't seem like them. So, you know, we're not always aware of the kind of hidden energy in the room. And I think that will come to light. So if your, again, natural inclination is to just kind of hold space and just give somebody the opportunity, I think you'll be well served to do that, okay? Got Chariot and Emperor coming through here. Beautiful energies to work with. 10 of Earth. A lot of combination, completion cards coming in. High Priestess. Lovely. Okay, what about this Devil? 4 of Cups. See, whatever this is, it has you in this inertia, this ambivalence, this kind of, I've lost my mojo, I've lost the feel. King of Wands. Okay. 8 of Cups is bringing through Queen of Earth. And the 3 of Water. Important news and communication, also giving you the opportunity to kind of embark on this sort of next journey. 2 Fools showing up, really like that for you. I think there will be a requirement to take a leap of faith for sure. But there's something that's really wanting to be understood about needing to do it unconventionally. So don't look to how it's been done before. There's something about you, you're meant to do it differently. You're meant to do it differently, Leo. And that might feel challenging because then you don't have the support system. But as we come into Gemini energy, Sun in Gemini from the 21st, 11th house, you can start to call in those groups, those friendships, the harnessing of technology, the networking, the resources that can help support the facilitation of your hopes and dreams. So we're using Life Soul Vision Oracle, which is my deck. You'll see this here. You can get this over on my website. And also Moon Musings is now on Amazon, a collection of all my channeled soul insights. And you'll also see the ebook and audio version coming online there as well. Please do check them out if you feel inspired. Okay, so 3 of Earth, the Gathering. Beautiful. Enlightened in the exhale. Mirrors of the mind. Bit of an echo of that devil energy just coming through again. So just something perhaps that we're overly fixating on through this month of May, but it's not problematic. It's really just wanting to be understood so that we can get to the root of it, clear the block, and then open that cup to receive what is rightly yours. Honesty at the edge of quiet. Beautiful. All the decks I use are actually listed as well in the comment and description box if you are interested, okay? Now we are looking at the Enchanted Map Oracle for you. Actually got 2, so I'm going to take them both, Leo. Peaks of Joy and Magic Prayer. Okay, beautiful cards. So if you're joining me for the extended, we will look at a specific personal question for you, as well as go into this deeper reading. And I look forward to connecting with you there. And otherwise, I'm going to wish you a beautiful month of May. Take good care of yourself. Thank you so much for supporting my work and tuning in. You take care.